Friends, I have a full-fledged video highlighting boots. One of you had asked if I can share my favorite boot styles because we are headed into the season. Technically, I could wear boots now, but we are in that time frame where the morning is like 40s, mid-40s, warrants a boot. But once the afternoon rolls in, maybe a Croc, even maybe a Birkenstock sandal. It has rose to temperatures meeting mid 60s, low 70s, right? You can still wear boots in those temperatures for sure. But to prepare for when we're going to wear boots all day, I wanted to share a few styles, but featuring these new jeans that were kindly sent to me by Ruti. A huge thank you to them and the Shop My platform, allowing the opportunity for me to try a pair of their jeans. And I knew about Ruti when browsing the internet, specifically doom scrolling through Instagram. And I encountered their famous like tech work pant. Let me get the name specifically. It's the On the Loose work pant. On the Loose work pant. It's made with nylon and spandex. So the material is quite forgiving and flexible, but the pant has an office look to it, which is nice because of the flexibility. It's comfortable to sit in, it's comfortable to stand, maybe, you know, do a little stretchy stretch during the day. And yes, those were available to pick out for PR. But because I've been on my denim kick, I wanted to try the Ultimate Barrel Leg Jean 2.0. This is in the Indigo wash. We'll get to the hip down footage in a minute, but I had quite the time in trying to decide which size to pick. I ran through a ton of reviews and the general consensus is that these run quite large. This is a size 4. I can't remember the last time I wore a freaking size 4. I'm usually a size 6 and a lot of the reviews said they're so stretchy, so I have a lot of room here still in the waist that your regular size would have been too large. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that because already these gave in. And this is how they look around the bum. So there's some shape around the bum, not too much. I still want it to appear a little more on the loosey side. Ruti also offers petite sizes. Unfortunately, those were not available for the PR selects. But the reason someone might choose who's my height, 5'5", because Ruti had recommended that if you're 5'3" and under, that you choose the petite size option because of the length. And this is where I'm going to drop the camera down. Usually someone will wear these with a boot. And initially, I was unsure. I liked them, but now making the adjustments I'm about to show, I like them a little more. I do enjoy the design choice here with this seam that runs 3/4 down the leg. You don't see the cross seam on the front, you see it on the back, and you have this thicker seam around the ankle. And there's no distressing, but you see how stretchy they are. They're super stretchy. And the reason why I was apprehensive about declaring my love to them is because of the stretchy material. They don't have the same hang as like my Pistola jeans. When I wear these, there's a little more movement and body to them, whereas with the Ruti jeans, it's almost like a little more structure, and maybe that's a good thing as well. But I discovered that if I roll them up, and yes, I could try and buy the petite size because right now Ruti is running 20% off site-wide. So I want to try to get this video up in time so that maybe you could shop around and not miss the sale, but it's only October. I assume they'll run another sale closer to Black Friday. Maybe they'll run a higher percentage point. But this is where I think they start to shine, especially if I wear them. With boot option number 1, my beloved Doc Martens in the Ambassador style. Ambassador something something. I'll make sure to post it down below. But this looks a lot better than if they were unfolded. Right? It doesn't have the same effect. You could wear them like this, but I don't think the leg is flattering on me when the jean is not cuffed. And why I would understand someone of my height would buy the petite. And I wonder, however, if the petite size would reflect in just the length or have any influence in how the jeans will fit on around the hips or how the leg would look. I even contemplated, if they offer the opportunity again, choosing a size 6 because I'm wondering if I would get a little more hang in the leg with a size 6, but I would be sacrificing the pelvic area, meaning it will look a little baggy here. So I think the 4 is fine. And as for reference, I am 5'5", 135 pounds, and I usually wear a size 6. In the 2s, meaning the 20s, I wear 26, 27. Rarely do I wear a 4. This is the first time in a long time I've worn a 4. But you see how when I roll them up, it has a much cooler effect. It almost looks like a carpenter jean. It definitely, I think, is more flattering for the Ruti shape because this is a more exaggerated cut of jean that I own compared to like what I showed. Well, that's not actually true because these Rag & Bone Charlie jeans are even more exaggerated, but they don't come into that narrow of an ankle like the Ruti jeans do. These have a wider ankle and they have more flow to them. They look like more of like a wide-legged pant, and I could put those on later if you like, just to get an idea and a comparison. But this is how I would wear these jeans, and yes, they are super stretchy. I mean, the fabric is lightweight. You can definitely feel when it's funny. When I took these out of the package, I was like, whoa, no, because the waist looks small. And I was like, oh boy. But the minute I put these on, I felt the stretch. I'm like, okay, I understood immediately why the reviews were like, don't buy your usual size because these run large and the fabric is ultra stretchy. I might get away with the 6. I'm just curious. I wonder if they would look better, but I don't think so. I think they will look too baggy around the hip area because that's what usually happens. And I don't mind a little more snug fit around the hip because it's not so snug that it looks like a skinny jean, right? So let's take these off. And by the way, I've had these particular style Doc Martens for years. These are one of my most favorite designs from the brand. They are a size 6. I do have a sole in here just to make the boot a little more snug because a 6 could feel big since they do stretch a lot. And if I order a size 5, because they're only whole sizes in Doc Martens, it'll be snug at first, but I don't know how much more they would stretch because I usually wear these with thick socks. And I bought these last year. These have the like fleece lining. Let me show you that this way. The fleece lining here. So these are warmer than the first pair I had on. But I mainly bought these because of the color. This deep, rich burgundy, the pebbled leather upper, the classic yellow thread that you see on a Doc Marten sole, and the fact that, you know, you can't go wrong with this color. And with the jeans, again, I need to cuff them. I need to cuff them. I think they look best when they're shorter, especially in this shape. I think they're more flattering, as I said before, as opposed to me wearing, like, let's say the Pistola jeans. These are the Pistola, and it's a completely different fit. There's a little more movement here. They're definitely more high-waisted. The Rutis on me are like mid-rise, and I wonder if, in general, the crotch length is shorter on a Ruti. That's what it feels like. If I were to wear my Doc Martens with the Pistola, it works, but I would also feel tempted to roll these up a little bit. Not by much. Just to give a little more of a higher ankle drop. It works too, for sure. But you see there's a little more body around the leg. And again, I went over this in my last video, the design elements with the stitching around the knee joint. Also, the darts here, down and around the ankle part of the pant. I do recognize, however, that the rounded, more taper silhouette on the Rutis are lovely with the boot, for sure. And I would also argue if I were to wear these with my Crocs. I think they will look nice with the Crocs as well. But to show you the rag and bones, these are the Charlies, and you see how they come bowed out. So definitely one of my more exaggerated shapes. And allow me to slip back on my Doc Martens. These I cuff regardless because they're a little long on me. And these are 27, right? So they have a lot more body around the leg. There's a lot more room on the ankle area. I actually mainly like to wear these with my sandals or my Crocs, but I do like them with the Doc Martens. Allow me to take this time to show you how, well, actually, I would like to put on the Rutis back again. 1 second. Put these on with my Woolrich boots that I showed in my previous try-on video. These have a zipper in the back and a Velcro strap around the back of the ankle. And you probably have already noticed that these are a little more commitment heavy because you got to put these on, you got to zip them up, and you got to wrap it around. Not too bad though. I think still pretty easy to deal with, but I'm spoiled with my Doc Martens. You know what I mean? I can't help but just want to slip on every boot I encounter. But we got the Rutis back on, and definitely, yes, with the cuff, I think it works out pretty well. What do you think? Let's lift up a little higher. The jeans definitely grew on me because at first I was not sure. I was like, oh, I don't know. The shape's a little weird. The material is a little funny. I like how they're super stretchy. There's a lot of give in the fit. Absolutely. But because I'm so used to my other cuts, this took me a little while to get on board with. But I'm happy I still worked with it. I still tried it on and I experimented. Definitely cuff them. My personal recommendation, if you want to buy a pair of these jeans, which all Ruti jeans don't look the same. Again, this is the Ultimate Barrel Leg Jean 2.0. I believe this comes in 2 different washes. This is the Indigo, and I have these on a size 4. But you see how they're kind of like mid-rise? Crotch to waist is a little short. I don't know if these were actually... 1 second. Okay, they come in a dark wash as well, but the other wash, Vintage White, is like all sold out except for a size 16. So if you're a size 16, be my guest. But they only have it in the Indigo and what they call like an NY, what was it again? An NYX dark wash. I'm happy with the Indigo. I think there's still some dimension to the wash where it is a darker denim, but like not so light. It's like mid-tier. It's like a mid-tier intermediate dark wash, if you will. And they are stretchy. Comfort level is S tier, 100%. And I know that's hard to come by with jeans because people like that more structured feel, but you can't have that with so much elastic. What is the, let me double check the material here under composition and care. 83% cotton, 15% polyester, 2% elastane. So perhaps it's the polyester that doesn't allow it that same weight that I feel from my Pistola jeans, from my AG jeans, even from the Rag & Bones. So if you want a more traditional feeling denim, I don't know if Ruti's going to be your choice. However, if you want more stretch while having the barrel leg shape, something for you to consider. You got to figure out what your trade-off is. I'm curious to try their other jean shapes. There was like another one with pockets like more on the front and like a super light wash. That looked pretty as well. And of course, the on the loose work pant, ultra appealing, and just having a pant that feels like you're wearing workout pants, but they look corporate fancy. Definitely something to consider, but I am happy with the Ultimate Barrel Jean. Would I rank it higher than my others? Not necessarily. I think because I have so many favorites. But this, I wore these yesterday because they arrived yesterday. They were definitely dropping low on the tier the more I was wearing them, and was just like, there's something missing. I have to style these in a way that will benefit them, will be flattering to them. And I'm happy that I figured it out. For sure, if it's worth your purchase, because these aren't cheap, okay? Even with the sale, the 20% off, $215, $200, which not too far-fetched for high price tag denim, as we've seen from other brands, but sheesh. But it's one of their best sellers. And I understand why. The sizing is a pain. Sizing is a pain in trying to figure it out. If you're my height, let me know if you have these in petite, and if what changed was the length, meaning that they fell right here without cuffing and they fit same-ish around hip and the leg didn't shrink. Because if that's the case, maybe I would order petite in a 6 and not in a 4. I'm curious. Oh, and if you're wondering what I have here, these are my Vessi rain boots because the upper material is waterproof as well as the sole. These I like to wear when it's raining hard. I wear them with my rain pants. Those are also waterproof, but these will be a boot of choice during, you know, a colder, rainier day where I don't want to wear my Doc Martens or my leather boots. But that is it. I wanted to get on here and quickly share about the Ruti jeans. Again, thank you to Ruti and ShopMy for offering an opportunity to try these jeans complimentary. I'll make sure to leave my affiliate link down below, as well as an affiliate link for my Doc Martens and the Vessi boots. And if you made it this far, make sure you like this video by clicking that thumbs up. It helps me tremendously because now YouTube recognizes that I'm fun to watch, and it will now recommend my video to other denim enthusiasts like yourself to watch, and boot enthusiasts. And consider subscribing because more fashion videos are on the way, especially as the season changes, and I'll be back on here to share what my closet favorites will be for the winter time. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate the watch, but if it's your first time here, please stay, peruse some more. Maybe I'll see you in this video here. I'll definitely see you in the comments for this one, and on here again next time.